Hey there, are you tired of watching the same crappy show over and over again?
What is this shit?
And you tired of the woke bullshit of today?
Douchebag motherfucking cocksucker shit, motherfucking prick.
And are you tired of overpriced video games that don't work day one with overpriced DLC? If this all sounds right, then the Ninj-Yang show is right for you. All you have to do is come and subscribe, and make sure to listen to the podcast. I'll desire all your needs. Ninj-Yang, no bullshit, straight up content. The content that's right for you.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ninj-Yang coming right back at you. Welcome to episode 8 of my podcast, and today I have a good friend here of mine, an old school friend of mine. Introduce yourself, man.
You can call me Cyclops. This is my first podcast. I'm doing it with Ninj-Yang Productions. I will be starting my own. Talk about a lot of similar stuff, UFOs, movies, whatever. But I'll announce that and links and stuff a couple episodes in with you. I'm gonna do more episodes with you before I get that going.
Yeah, sounds good, man. A bit rough on the introduction, but we'll work on that.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. We'll get that. We'll get you up and going here soon. But today we're going to be talking about music, and being a musician myself, I've gained a lot of a lot of personal opinions and just where music is at now. I think the normal, at least the popular opinion from most people, is that music sucks today because everything sounds alike with these copycat artists, and the style too. What is it? Colorful haircut, rainbow, Skittles, man. And
What's wrong with colorful hair?
I don't know. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. I mean, when Twisted did it, I
love colorful hair, though. Especially on women.
Okay, if your rap is good and if you don't look like a goofball, yeah. I mean, Twisted did that whole thing first, right? And then, well, rock bands did too.
Yeah.
I mean, rock bands, but they had their music was good. That's the point I'm trying to point across. Yeah. But today it's just like it's all about the more.
I'm just giving you a hard time because
I know
colorful hair on women.
Well, yeah, women. Yeah, I get that. But what I'm trying to get at is that with music today, it's like
I'm sure
it's more about.
All of you just heard that crazy background music. If you didn't know, Ninj-Yang has a ghost in his house that just randomly shoots off sounds.
Oh yeah, I have. I've been haunted by little girls and ghosts in my room, and goat people holding children. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Some of those things that we seen was kind of crazy.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
We're getting off topic. Yeah, let's just get back to the music thing. So I was talking about damn it, you fucking got me caught up with something else. But we were talking about just a minute ago about music, how it's more about the appearance rather than the quality, right? And that's something that music today is really suffering from. So what do you think, Kyle?
I think
Cyclops.
I think that started before nowadays. I mean, if you look back, that started probably around 2014, 2015 is when all that started happening, because that's when in all fairness, you had shitty music start coming out. I mean, there's very, very few artists that stuck to their guns and kept producing music like they used to if they're from like the early 2000s and 90s.
Yeah. I actually do agree. Do you think some people are debating about this. Do you think that the internet kind of started that trend where record labels started to go downhill? Do you have your own theories about that?
No. The internet didn't do it. What did it is the lack of ideas. So because and I hate to get biblical in this sense, but what's already been done has been done before. And what happened is the internet started and these people could start putting their music out on it, which the semi-creative people at that point then ran out of ideas. They weren't truly creative, they were just semi-creative, and so they had to take other ideas and run with them.
Yeah.
Because they ran out of ideas, and that's the majority of music being made today, is not people who are truly creative, but people who are trying to build off of other people's ideas because they've run out of ideas.
Yeah, that is a good partial of also what I think. It's very complicated out there because when we're talking about music, there's a lot of theories where the downhill started. Most people think it's the download of music. I don't think so. I think it was just, I think with music, where music started going downhill is, despite how people feel about record labels, about them cheating people off, they did give artists something. They gave you a platform to start off with. And when a lot of these artists went out to do their own things, they're still big because they had that social presence, right? Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of it too is just that with the internet, we had SoundCloud and all these programs, and without the social connection, the platform, the social presence not being there. But I also think today why music sucks, and this is something I've noticed from people who don't do music too. I mean, and that's criticism. A lot of them do not like criticism. They hate it when you kind of point something out and they think you're like dogging them or dissing them, when really it's like,
well, I'll be honest, I am dogging and dissing you if your music sucks. Like,
yeah, you work.
I do find one of the best lines from Monoxide from Twisted. It was in a song. He says, "I'm a real motherfucker. Your music just sucks." Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna tiptoe around it, dude. Your music just sucks.
Yeah.
Stop filling our airways with crap. But the internet was, I will give people who think the internet was the downfall some credit, because the internet allowed even the shitty people to get out there and flood the airways and flood all that with crap and making the people who are truly good harder and harder to find.
Yeah, and that's where I also think too. I don't think it's the internet. I think it's just that there's a lot more bad artists and good artists, right? And
they're the ones getting the most attention right now, because the internet those people will pay to get the advertisement, as where like the good artists, they may not have the money yet to pay for that advertisement, so you have to go searching a little deeper into the nonsense to find the actual good bands out there.
Yeah, it's like digging for treasure.
Exactly.
You gotta go through a bunch of crap until you get to that golden box with that link. Find something good, and then you want to spread it, right?
Exactly.
It's funny you said that, because I remember when I was in California before, for the past maybe 3 or 4 years, I used to do editing. I used to do like videos and write that, like kind of like video editing and effects, right, on programs like Premiere and VFX. And I would come across a lot of like rappers, kind of indie rappers, and they would do the same mistake that a lot of modern rappers do. They just rinse and repeat with the same beat, same type of rap, but they put so much time into their video, not realizing that their song really sucks. So, and one of the funny things too is that a lot of these rappers that some of you may know, some of them are a bunch of one-hit wonders. They, you can tell they look really like flamboyant, like we call it
gay. Just be honest.
Really gay. Look gay.
Sorry for any of you fruits listening, but I mean, let's be honest with each other in this matter. If they're looking gay, it's okay to fucking say it. Like,
they look gay. They look pretty fucking gay.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get across is that they would put all their money into those nice cars that are most likely rentals. Those we call it Ferraris, and their clothing. And by the end of the day, they're broke as a fucking, broken whore.
Yeah.
They don't have
because they grew up too learning, you blow money like it's nothing.
Yeah.
They don't fucking think about investing it and taking time to perfect their craft. And that's the thing, they don't really care. That's why they suck so much, is because they don't care. They say they care, they put out this music, but you can tell that they don't care, and that's what makes them shitty music.
Well, it's that line that it kind of reminds what you just said, where Eminem dissed Machine Gun Kelly, 5 minutes of fame. Enjoy it. What is that one line?
Kill shot, yeah.
Yeah, what is he? How used to say it? How used to say it? Like
this, something like this is your moment, so own it.
Yeah,
they give you a career to destroy it.
Yeah, that's exactly how kind of what the modern day rapper is. You have a short window to enjoy it, and then at the end you're left with nothing. Because I remember telling one of the guys,
what's he doing now? He's doing rock now.
Yeah,
dressing in pink and
drinking Megan Fox blood.
That's I'm weird. I could get into that.
Yeah, but
why wear a pink tutu? I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't either. I guarantee it's Megan Fox running that relationship, not him.
Oh, probably.
Pellet gun Billy. Yeah, his raps are not lethal. They just bounce off, repel off. But I guess what I was saying, I remember giving this guy, I was just trying to help him out, because I do music too, and I showed them some of my work, and I can tell right off the bat when I showed them some of my work, there was a lot of animosity, like, damn, this guy's way better than I am. You can just tell when someone gets a bit upset, they know there's...
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to help this guy out. I said, look, maybe you should put more money into that, your skill and rap, and put less into these videos. I mean, maybe, and right off the bat, a bunch of, getting offensive, people get angry. And I'm just like, oh, whatever, okay. I'm just trying to help you out, man, help you become a better artist. That's what I mean, today it's just that people can't take criticism. Because we created that problem today. Other than music, another thing too is that this is something I noticed, and I think we talked about this before, and that's about the state of how fans don't really go out and support the artist anymore. It's like it's more about just kind of what they can get out of the artist. Remember back when we were kids?
I don't think it's fans of the artist doing that. I think it's people that, I don't consider people like that fans, because fans, like our favorite bands, we'll go and we'll still pay to see them, and there is a bunch of people like us out there still. I think the people that don't go to the concerts and stuff, they're not really fans. They're like, oh, I like this song, and they'll go as far as saying, oh, I like this entire album, but I don't like it enough to go to a concert or something like that.
Or buy it.
It's a fakeness. It's a fakeness that I believe has always plagued the industry. And I mean, people, old school rappers like, Twisted, Eminem, ICP, I mean, hell, you can even go back to like Ice Cube, NWA, all those guys. They talk about people like that even back then. But
the question is, do you think there's a lot more fake people now than there are now because of the internet? It's just more obvious.
No, it's just more. There's not more of them. They just have an outlet to get out and expose themselves on.
Because where I've had this conversation with different people, and it's a mixed opinion. Some agree with you, some disagree. Some people think it's just the internet has just made more fake people. Then it's more obvious now that when it was back then because of technology and how information got out. I mean, I'm not saying there weren't fake people back then. There were definitely fake people, and of course, as they call them, studio rappers. Yeah. Back then it was a way of dissing them, but back then it was just I think. It was not as obvious as now because everyone has the internet.
It just wasn't as broadcast. Yeah. The internet allowed people to broadcast their fakeness.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the thing too, I also thought about music too is, as we said about bands are going out. I remember when I was in school, and most people, me and my friends' age, Cyclops' age, we're now in our 30s, we're early 30s, and back when we were in school, when a band or a rap group came to our town, you were going to make that show. And if it was like in your town, you were going to skip work to go see that show. Because back then you couldn't they may not come by again. So you made an effort to go see that show. You paid money. You bought memorabilia or whatever, signed photos. I even remember traveling from outside of my town, from Farmington to Albuquerque just to go see somebody because that was the closest you can get. Or sometimes if they came in town, you were going to make time to go see them. Sneak into a concert, pay, whatever, you're going to make it. So what do you think about that? Do you think that today less of that, more, how I say it, people being more socially active in those groups are less today than they are now? Because I don't see a lot of young people doing that anymore.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, when was the last concert you actually went to?
Last one?
And then looked at the crowds and seen how many were young compared to how many were our age or older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they're still out there, but I think that it's just, what's a good way to put it? With the internet, it makes it less and less needed because people will be at that concert and they'll film it and then they'll go post it on YouTube and someone can watch a concert without having to pay for it.
Yeah, and I get that, but for me, because I remember they used to film concerts on TV. They call them live plays back then. And to me, it's not the same thing. And the reason why I say that is because it's like watching ordinary TV. You're watching the music video. It's just ordinary. It's like watching a music video on YouTube, right? But going out there, you're actually meeting people. You're buying, memorabilia. You're getting signed photo. You might talk to that favorite artist.
Finding people that think and feel like you. Yeah,
and having that more personal feeling. I mean,
I think it's an experience that everyone needs to definitely get back. See, I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers and the trend and seen if it's actually declining. Mm-hmm. And if it is declining, I fully agree. It's something that people need to get back into because it's some of the best experiences of my life.
From what I've heard at least from the rock community. And I don't know about the rap community, but I have no doubt it's the same. That less people are not willing to go out because today it's just everything's online, and I think it's also just that.
Well, and I mean now the Vans Warped Tour is finally over with. Like they had a good couple of last runs over the past few years, but they're finally done with. And that was a huge outlet for the rock and metal community to have their tours. So now that that's over, I'm sure that's going to be a kind of a blow. Ozfest, I don't think that happens anymore. That hasn't happened for years.
It hasn't happened for a long time. In fact, that makes me sad because the last time they had a fest like that, excuse me, was back in I think 2013 or 14. Yeah. And that was the decline of rock, the kind of slow decline of rock, if you remember.
I think it's starting to pick back up.
It is. It's starting to go back underground.
Yeah. Well, once again, that's also YouTube's picking it back up. But I do believe the rock community needs to bring back some kind of fest.
Yeah. Well, and I also think they also need to come back to the spotlight and start, like more in the mainstream. Not, because right now, what's out there right now? What do we have out there that I can think of other than Pellet Gun Kelly? Pellet Gun Belly, or what do you call him? That's
and that's like kind of a softer rock. Like
or
let's be honest. I mean, he tries to. People will probably try to be like, oh, he's got a hard rock feel. No, he's soft rock. He's like, he reminds me of like fucking Daughtry and shit like that.
He does.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Daughtry, like he could never be a Daughtry because in all honesty, Chris Daughtry was fucking the pinnacle of lovemaking rock music. But it is. It's like he's trying to go back to that like Nickelback type era, and I don't think that. I mean, that can only go so far.
Yeah, well, and people in the rock community don't like Nickelback.
Yeah, well,
I mean, people.
Fuck you if you don't like Nickelback.
People prefer there's a debate out there: is Creed better than Nickelback? I don't know. I'm more of a Creed guy.
I am definitely Nickelback.
Creed guy for me. I mean,
everybody loves that song "Photograph," and you're lying if you say you don't.
I like it. I just don't like.
How you remind me.
I do like those two songs, but when it comes to like
Rockstar,
it's all right.
Yeah, I
like Photograph and How You Remind Me. Those are like me, and the one from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hero. Yeah. But what I'm trying to get at is like.
See, he's not a Nickelback hater.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't
let him fool you.
I don't like Nickelback. I like some of his songs, but if you're asking me
I'll go to
feel his shit. Yeah. I mean, that's a bit different. I mean, I'll go for Creed. I mean, Creed. I just like Creed. I mean, and even though they kind of made a parody album, they made fun of him.
Yeah, well,
he's easy to make fun of.
Because Creed and Stained are pretty much the same guy. It seems like.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah, shit.
They're not, but they pretty much are.
Have
the same band.
They are similar.
Only Stained, says fuck, and Creed really does.
Yeah, Creed's the religious rock of. Yeah. He's like a Christian rock man. He's like, what is the other band called?
I think the metal community needs to band themselves together because I mean you've got great bands out there. You've got Bring Me the Horizon, Bullet for My Valentine, Winds of Plague, fucking Ginger. Well, Ginger's like outside of America.
Saint Asona's if we're talking a new form of Three Age Grace. I've been into them. In fact, the last concert I've been to was up in Vegas. They were playing up in Vegas, and that was back in, I think, 2008. Great. It was downtown, man. I enjoyed watching them play. Me also told me about that band too, Spirit.
Or Spirits. That's what it was
Spirits,
called. Spirits, yeah. I found them on YouTube. They've only got like 25,000 followers right now.
Yeah, so they're new.
Whoever's listening, you should go check them out. They're pretty good. If you like shit like Bring Me the Horizon and stuff like that, like you'll really dig them. They're really good.
Yeah, and there's bands, some new coming bands out there that are starting out. There's this kind of new band. I forgot their name. I have them on my playlist, but they're like a bunch of black guys. They're doing new metal. I know it's actually pretty good. I know one of the things you don't get a lot of African Americans that do that shit because they're actually really good. I was actually digging their shit. In fact, maybe I'll do like a reaction video. We can actually see, maybe
that would
give them
be
social
that
presence.
would be great. And I won't. If you find them, I mean, I don't know their names, so I'm not gonna listen to them. And it'll be a true reaction video for me doing that with you.
Well, and they're new, so I'm still like, there's a lot of bands out there that are new. I'm just kind of like, I'm just coming across.
Right.
And there's actually, surprisingly, there's a new kind of genre out there. It's not really, I don't know if it's really new, but it's sort of new. It's like a cyberpunk rock. It's like you have new metal, and they call this new rock called cyberpunk. It's like very dark, electronic rock. It's cyberpunkish, but it's like rock and roll. It's like, I don't know what they're gonna call it, but it's like a new genre that's starting to take off.
Every time someone says cyberpunk, for some reason I think of Power Man 5000. I don't know why. They're not like cyberpunk, but they are if you like watch their music.
Power Man 5000 is like the superhero rock. I mean, they are. Come on,
they're like
super villain.
They're like cyberpunk almost.
Yeah, they're the 90s of techno rock. I call them. But no, I always consider Power Man 5000 to be like the superhero rock because they're like very superhero-ish, or super villainish. You want to be a super villain? Yeah, come on. That song is like right off the bat should tell you what their whole band is about. Techno rock and
blonde. Where did that ever go? Blonde, spiky hair. I'd rock that shit to this day.
I forgot the haircut. What they call those haircuts?
Liberty spikes.
Yeah, but there was I can't remember. There was a style. I'll come back to me eventually. But yeah, that back then, the blonde and the spike haircuts. I mean, I'm not against, like you said, about colored hair. I mean, this music has to be fucking good. Your music has to back up your look.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Very true.
And that's the problem with a lot of music today with rappers. Not so much with rock, because rock and roll have years of practice on getting that right. The whole point of rock is that.
Let's be honest. Once you dress like kind of scene gothic or like. You've got the rock look down to a T.
Yeah, but it's the music that needs to back up the look. And I feel like with a lot of these more modern day rappers or trappers, mumble rappers, they focus way too much on their looks rather than their music. And no wonder why these these old school rappers clown on them. They call them they make fun of them.
Well, of course, because they're not fucking the old school rappers. Put in years and years of work to gain respect, and then these people come around clowning on it. Like ICP are literal clowns, but they still have like respect about them, and they still have like a look that's like, yes, we're clowning around, but we're not fruitcakes. We're not fucking,
They're down with that wicked shit.
Yeah, we're not Tekashi 6ix9ine dressing like a fag and snitching on people.
Tekashi Snitch 9. Tekashi Snitch 9.
I shouldn't say fag because he's not a bundle of sticks, but dressing like he's gay. Because that's right. For all you queers listening, I know what the word fag means.
Yeah.
And just because someone says it doesn't mean you're a bundle of sticks and gotta get offended.
See, I've been saying that. I've been saying shit like that for years. People say I'm a fucking, misogynist. I should check myself, check my privilege or whatever people used to now today. And even his girlfriend, man, that Tekashi 6ix9ine's girlfriend called him out. He called him before he became all that. He was like a girly boy or some shit like that. He wasn't really down with that shit, and that destroyed all credibility for him. His own girlfriend called him out.
Well, that's because she wears the pants.
I know, but still, like if you're gonna be claiming that shit, you gotta make sure that your girlfriend, backs you up. And she called him out, so he called him a fake. So that destroyed his credibility. And the thing about music, being a musician myself, I've ran into people who are really good at the art, their own style. And one common theme I get from all of them, and I always try to encourage, a community of let's get together, let's try to, help each other out, is that lack of social presence. I mean, you have something good, but it seems like your stuff gets overshadowed by other crap.
And that's because, in my opinion, it takes money to make money anymore in this society. Like, people aren't people aren't willing to invest in you until they see you've got an actual following behind you. It seems
Yeah.
like in music. So you know, you could think that starting a band or if you're a rapper or whatever, you're probably gonna spend a good $5,000 to $10,000 in just advertisements for your music on places like YouTube and SoundCloud just to get a presence going.
Dang, that everything you said there reminds me of a movie from Jennifer's Body when they were sacrificed. They said, in order for us to become it, we gotta like be on some stupid soundtrack. Remember that line?
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what you're saying. People only, it is sad. It makes sense, but it's also sad because it just shows that, you know, people only take you seriously when you have like your name attached to some stupid shit.
Yeah. You know, and here's a little inner industry advice that I got while watching one of my favorite artists, Monoxide, release a single track like once a month. You release the EP one track at a time, and then you drop the whole thing. But you build up anticipation. You drop like 3 or 4 of your 18 album tracks over a 4-month period, one track a month.
That's what I do. That's how I do, and that's the reason why I have the long followers, because I keep people invested. I don't just give them the whole pie. And then
Exactly. See? Free advice.
Yeah.
Donate, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Send us that money. We'll take check order, money orders, and
money orders.
You know,
Just money orders. We
Yeah.
don't want your information. Just send us money.
Money orders. We'll take we call it PayPal, pay cards, whatever.
Once you send us a significant amount, then we'll give a shit about who you are.
Yeah. But you know,
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, we're
we
fucking clowning right now, man.
We didn't mean it. Send us money anyways.
You can tell, guys, we're just like right now talking shit, having a good time. I've known this guy for like over a decade, right?
Yeah,
We've been friends since a
11
decade.
years.
11 years, shit.
11 years.
You know, and we talked a lot when we used to work at his dad's store. You know, we're like like you guys, we worked at an everyday job. You know, bullshitting, you know, unloading. We would talk about music. We would talk about the state of things. You know, guy stuff.
Aliens.
Talk shit about our girlfriends.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You know, we would do guy stuff. You know, what normal guys would do, and we would talk about music and just kind of where we wanted to go with ourselves. And you know, I think over time, you know, there's this I don't know. You may agree, you may disagree, but there's this serious problem, and not just in music, but in everything, almost everything. This kind of crab mentality. Like people people prefer talking bad about something rather than trying to give something good that has potential a chance to grow.
It's to make it. So once again, I point back to Twisted. I know I've said a few things on him, but this comes from Madrox, the second guy. He says, you know, like dissing somebody to feel better about yourself. That's all they're doing. They're dissing somebody else to feel better about the fact that they're not doing anything with themselves. That's why they won't give constructive criticism or anything like that. They're just dissing people to feel better about themselves.
Now the thing about music, and you know, and I can get behind that. But the thing about music is that, you know, you also want your fans to enjoy what you listen to. But when you make music that starts sounding like shit, it doesn't make them feel good. It doesn't make the listeners feel good.
My thought is you make music that you want to listen to. If you make music that you want to listen to, that's all that matters, because there are going to be other people like you out there that want to listen to the same type of music as you, and you'll go somewhere with it. But if you make music that not even you can listen to, why the fuck do you think you're going to make it?
Well, and that's the thing about it too. I mean, I always, and that's all, I've said that too before. And one of the things I've mentioned about music, and this may be, you know, closer to the truth, is that music is very much like fucking lightning in the bottle. You know, you have to keep on making shit until something fucking hits, and you never know when that it's going to happen. And I feel like the best music that you tend to produce is the one that you're not trying at. You just kind of like fucking do.
Right. Well, and practice makes perfect. I mean, as you continue on in your, it's like with my writing, because I'm a writer and I'm working on getting some things published.
Same here.
But it's like with writing, you know, you got to keep doing it, and then all of a sudden something just unlocks. A creativity key turns in your brain, and it just floods out of you.
It just happens.
It's the same with music.
Yeah.
You know, you got to keep doing it, and then boom, you may get 2 albums in, you may get 3 albums in, but then all of a sudden, bah, you're right off. You know, some people are just greats right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, right off the bat.
They just get lucky. They have the right stuff.
They may have been doing it for 10 years before they got it and actually laid down a track. You know what I mean? They've been practicing every day or whatever. But then there's other people who they start making music, and it's a process. It takes unlocking that creative.
It's a process, and at the same time, I've said this before to people, and I don't know, for some reason people just don't do it. But if you're so tired of shitty music, or at least what you're getting, you know the listeners have full control of the power where that music is going to be heading in the industry. If you want new music, there's this, like, if you see this new artist that's starting up, support that new artist. Go out there, get them known, so other people can do certain things like that, because that's how things trend. You have to you talk about it, you post it, and then what happens is that people are going to start taking notice, and they're going to try to like imitate that in some fashion. I don't want to trying to not use so much generic words, but you know what I'm trying to say.
No, you were saying it just right.
Yeah,
it wasn't,
it's just that people don't want, like, we complain about the things we don't like, but when something comes around that we do like, people don't do anything with it. They don't try to talk about it, and I always say that's a big problem with the music world. I mean, if you don't like where things going, find this artist that's new and has potential, help that artist out, and I would say before you start doing reactions, contact the artist, say, look, I have this many subscribers, I like to get your work out there and react to it, so we can try to like get this off the ground, make it into something, in other words. And that's how it works. That's how music has always worked. And I know with the internet, with everything being so chaotic, it's kind of hard to filter out the bullshit. But, once you find something, support it. Make that your main priority. Because I remember when I was in school, I used to sell concert tickets, to my classmates. And I was hustling out band tickets or rap tickets to people so people can go see the show. It's the same thing. You're hustling out another person's work, and that artist will respect that, and they will, gradually let you into their lives, giving you like exclusive access as a thank you. Yeah. And I mean, and some artists already do that right off the bat. They'll do like live streams and stuff. Like I was saying, last night I was watching a live stream of them doing vocals of that band Spirits, and yeah, I mean, stuff like that, reaching out to your fans too, keeping them engaged, it'll definitely help. Yeah, just like help. A good example with me, I do a lot of like game music for that's where most people know me for it, and I've already sold like a few tracks and maybe one album for someone else's game. They said, I really like your stuff. Can you do this, something like similar to this? And I said, yeah. And some of them may have a budget to work under, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the friend's budget. Normally I would charge this much, but I'll give you this much, for this, just to kind of help you out. All you have to do is just push my stuff out there, to supplementize, the income. Yeah, the income, and they're willing to do so. They say, okay, that sounds like a great deal, and that's a good portion of why my view count, my subscriber count has gone up over time. Just a little. Collaboration. I think it takes time for things to catch on. Too. Yeah. Just like anything. I've been on YouTube since, I think, 2010. Because back then, you had to be a certain age to make a Google account. Unlike today, it doesn't matter anymore. But back then, we had to, like, the age limit was, like, I think, 16, right? Or 17? I think it was, like, 17 or 18. Yeah. Where you were legal, or at least old enough to have an account. Yeah, you had to pretty much be an adult. Yeah. So now today it doesn't matter, but Can you imagine if they went back to that? How quickly all that freaking predator shit online would end? We're going off topic. Yeah, it would end quick, but it also would, and this is something I talked about too a few times about the internet. How the internet back then had less annoying people, and the most of the annoying people are kids. Yeah. So I mean, I said the reason why the internet is filled with so many obnoxious people is because a lot of them are fucking kids. Yeah. And I mean, if you go back then, like MySpace, I mean,
Original MySpace.
my original MySpace, or who remembers MySpace? But back then, you were
MySpace?
talking to
The fuck
people.
is that?
Yeah, you were talking to people either older than you or same age as you. You weren't talking to kids. Kids weren't hanging out and surfing the web.
Yeah.
It was just people like teenagers and older adults are doing that shit. And ever since school was open, has kind of like extended their age. It's allowed more people in there, and a lot more of the people I deal with are annoying. Fuck, they just don't understand the word no, or they don't understand their boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's different now today.
A little off topic, but
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's just something worth mentioning.
I can get this guy ranting on almost anything.
Well, there's a lot I can rant on. There's a lot of shit today. A lot of shit. You know what's one thing that's funny about music? I've said this before. I said all these rappers rap about fucking cars, bitches, and whatever, money. Okay, and a lot of them said they can't think of anything to rap about. I said, bitch, out there's a whole bunch of problems out there just waiting to be tackled. You can talk about the women's problems, of how women are right now today are screwing men over. That's something to rap about. You can talk about the political issue today. And I said, there's no way in hell you can tell me there's nothing to talk about. There's so much fucking issue today that you can talk about. You know why you won't talk? Because you don't have no balls, you have no dick, you're too scared. That's the reason why no one raps about that shit, because deep down they're fucking scared. They're afraid of losing that clout, rather than just saying, no, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna rap about the things I hate today. No one does that today, right? No one really does that. Other than
really
Twisted.
don't.
I mean, the older rappers still do.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are still some underground rappers out there somewhere.
Yeah.
That need to be found.
Oh yeah. But it's just today, a lot of rappers don't rap about that because deep down they're afraid. I think deep down they're afraid because if they start tackling issues of today that will lose their clout. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Fear.
And they're all claiming to be real when they're not. They're a bunch of wussies, pansies,
Yeah.
And they they make it obvious too. It's funny how thing like just what I just mentioned now, how obvious that is. People are like back then pansies, but they were in the closet, they didn't dress like, but now today it's so obvious now, you can tell like, yeah, I'm a pansy. They dress like one, I rap like one, I act like one. It's just funny today because there's this rapper, I can't remember his name, but it's the most bizarre shit. I have to find it again. It was like an old video, but this rapper is just like, I don't know, he's on drugs and just like and just kind of like freaking out. He's like, I don't know, he looked like he's just like tripping out, and he's just like, that was the entire song, whatever, and he's just like going crazy. His eyes like wide open, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit? I mean that's what rapping has become today. It's gone down to the point where we get this now. That's how low rap has stooped. It first started off with Skittle haircut, Rainbow's Fruit Loop haircuts, tight jeans, looking like a bitch, and now we have gone so low to a point where rappers are starting to sound like that.
Someone's gonna get all hurt in the comments.
Yeah.
Tight jeans don't make me look like a bitch.
Yes, it does.
Do.
Back in
they
school, people who are gay wore tight jeans.
Early 2000s,
Yep.
skinny jeans were a thing for the girls
Yep.
and the gays. That's
Yep.
it. Straight men did not wear the crazy skinny jeans.
Yeah.
And the tightest jeans got were like the fucking redneck kids who wore a little bit of tighter jeans. But you understood that. You didn't give them too much shit because, you didn't want loose clothing getting caught up on fucking horses or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But they weren't like ball hugging jeans like nowadays. Like,
yeah. Back then, as teenagers, we wore baggy jeans, band t-shirts, casual clothes.
I still wear
that. I still wear that shit. Janko jeans,
what is it? The
skater shoes?
All you youngins say YOLO. You only live once.
Yeah, YOLO.
Wear all my band. I'm gonna be that 80-year-old fucking man bumping Bridge City Sinners and fucking, all sorts of metal like Slipknot and fucking Twisted and loud as fuck because I can't hear it because I'm already going deaf, pissing off the younger generation.
Yeah.
And then even the little kids are going to be like, why does that grandpa bump his music so loud? And I'll just yell that because I'm fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm fucking cool, you little shit. I'm fucking cool, you little shit.
Blowing that Indo weed out the
window. And also playing old school fucking games. We'd be like that old school, old as fuck.
I'll be sitting there with an original Xbox and an Xbox 360 and fucking just playing up old games.
I would have everything, and I would build a couch with a toilet in it.
I wouldn't go that far. I'll get my.
I mean, that's if I get too old where I can't fucking walk anymore.
I'll get my old ass up and shuffle to the bathroom.
Oh damn! The guy checked the piping.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's exactly what I'm gonna be old. But if I get old, I'm gonna grow like a fucking. I'm gonna be one of those like old guys with exactly what you mentioned, but
The Merlin's beard.
No, I'm gonna be like one of those Chinese like grandmasters with the long beards, the long hair. You know, I'll be like that, listening to fucking music I grew up with and playing games and like have this beard that's like. And I'd say that my beard's an extension of my wisdom.
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
That's what it used to mean. That's what beards used to mean. Now it's like, I don't know. It's a social trend. Guys who aren't even fucking manly want a beard because they think it looks good. And he's like, that's not what beards were for.
Beards were
for wisdom and actually true manly men.
Yeah, well, beards back then were a showing of age and wisdom when you became a man from a boy. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. A lot of these guys wear beards because they think they get them girls.
Yeah, well, and it does get them
girls.
Yeah,
it does get them
girls.
girls.
The girls figure out that they're just a bunch of pussies and they leave.
Yeah. I mean, that's that's the reason why I don't have a beard now, because it's like everyone's made it so obvious. Or it's like I don't want to be mixed up with that crowd, so I have to like create my own damn brand now, because they ruined the beards for guys. If I do grow a beard, it's gonna be like Grandmaster, like long. It's gonna be an extension of my wisdom, you know. And people say, why do you have to have it that long? It's like each represents the wisdom.
Put layers.
Yeah, layers. Have not only ponytail.
Yeah.
And anytime I have a ponytail like that, I'd be like, swap it, have it swap around my neck.
or do that pharaoh braid on your beard.
Oh yeah, I can do that too. Pharaoh braid beard, you know. Have what do you call it, the little hat too.
Yeah.
I'll rock that. Yeah. You know,
it'd be pretty cool actually.
We just got off topic again.
I know.
Shit.
I know.
Well, I guess since we talked about the most obvious things, you know, I like to usually end the video with something positive. You know, talk about what got me into music, what was my favorite moment. And I figured since you're the guest, you go first. I usually let the guest go first.
Well, I was always and always have been into music. Little background, apparently even when I was a baby, my mom said I would sing along with the radio when I was like 2-3 months old. Like, you know, so music has always kind of just been a thing in my life. When I got a little older and got a little angrier, then I found like Rob Zombie and metal and everything, and then I found Twisted and ICP and all them, and a little bit of Eminem here and there. But, you know,
I remember you used to diss Eminem really hard
Slim
when we worked.
Anus.
Slim
Anus is the most epic diss anyone has ever made. If you haven't heard it, Slim Anus, Psychopathics from Outer Space album, Volume 1. It is the most epic diss I think anybody has ever made, ever.
Eminem ain't nothing but a bitch. All right, song?
Yeah, nothing but a bitch thing.
Yeah,
that is a good one. That is a good one. And so is Please Don't Hate Me.
Yeah.
I have never heard a diss song like Slim Anus in my life. That is the funniest fucking diss ever.
You know, and people don't give ICP or Twisted enough credit, because there's no rapper I can think of that actually gave Eminem more of a hard time than those two guys.
No, nobody.
No, everyone's tried, but some people just say, "Oh, I don't want to get shredded by him."
Yeah.
But you know, ICP and Twisted
shredded Eminem. Like,
yeah.
If you know the actual dissing, they shredded him, and he barely did any disses back because he couldn't top it. You can't.
He tried, but it didn't live up to the same way.
Yeah.
He did those. We call it Kin Kniff.
The Kin Kniff skit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, you know, and it's funny for you guys who don't know, who are younger, who don't even know that Eminem was once a juggalo himself, right?
Yeah.
I'll let my friend Kyle here explain that story, because you know, I'll let you.
They all grew up in the same city out in Detroit. They all grew up around each other.
Yeah.
And you know, knew of each other. Fucking Twisted went to school with Proof and everyone from D12. Like, they've actually done songs with Proof, Bizarre, King Gordy, all those guys from D12. You know, they all know each other. So, and then, yeah, I don't know. You can look up the interview with ICP about the beef of Twisted. You know, they go into more detail talking about how they confronted Eminem because he was using their name on flyers and stuff to promote his own shows.
Yeah, without asking permission.
Yeah, so, you know, they're good interviews. It'd be good to go check out that interview to get the full background between ICP and Eminem's beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say it's funny as fuck. Like, Slim Anus is probably the best diss song ever. I mean, even if it wasn't about Eminem and it was some other rapper, you gotta go check it out. That is probably the funniest diss song ever.
And Mad Rocks did a good imitation of Eminem. Mm-hmm. He did fucking spot on.
Yeah, it was
spot on.
Hilarious.
You know, so... Yeah, people say, "Oh no, we never touched Eminem." Yeah, they did. I mean, it's just no one ever talks because everyone always gives those guys shit because
they're clowns.
Yeah, because
ICP's it's literally dressed like clowns.
And
so
I think that's what works
clowns.
For them.
Yeah,
because it works because that whole concept, like they're not like it actually works a lot better for them than they. Yeah, that's the reason why Eminem couldn't get back because he knew they were a bunch of clowns.
Because he liked them secretly. He liked everything they were doing.
He was a juggalo in disguise, and then yeah.
That's why they ended up not dissing each other anymore.
Yeah.
Like the whole beef just kind of faded out. Why? Yeah. Because they all like each other's shit. Like they were doing it to hype each other up is exactly what they were doing. They were hyping each other up with it. And then it all just disappeared because that's exactly what they were doing. They were hyping each other up. There was no real beef. I mean, there might have been some real beef after Slim Anus and Nothing But a Bitch Thing and Please Don't Hate Me. All three of those songs are fucking brutal.
Yeah, brutal. Like three
ICP,
strikes.
I'm sorry, ICP destroyed Eminem. Eminem.
ICP and Twisted.
They destroyed Eminem. I'm sorry, but Eminem had no good comebacks, and he knew it. That's why he never came back.
He did. All he had is those Ken Kniff skits.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but a little tiny skit of someone supposedly giving head under a desk is not fucking... Oh, very creative.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Not like a 12-year-old could have thought of that.
Yeah. Or either a 10-year middle schooler, they could have done that shit too.
No middle schooler could have ever thought of that. Oh.
Well, let me ask you one thing. You said something about your favorite moment was going to a concert. Explain that, because I'm going to share mine, but I'll let you share your concert.
My all-time favorite concert / moment was, so just a little background. ICP, Twisted, everyone that used to be on the Psychopathic Records, because I don't know if you probably don't know, but Twisted made their own label. I know Ninj-Yang knows. Twisted made their own label called Magic Ninja Entertainment, and they took all the good talent with them from Psychopathic, leaving ICP by themselves. Anyways, they were banned from coming to New Mexico for like 10 years. And when they
why were they banned? I forgot.
I think some kind of like riot or something broke out in Albuquerque when ICP went. Something like that. Something broke out, and they banned them from coming here. Anyways, they came back. They finally allowed them back in here. And the first concert when they came back was just ICP. And that concert was all right. I of course went to that one because, I was a huge fan, and why the fuck wouldn't I go?
Yeah.
But my most favorite concert was a Twisted concert. They came shortly after them to a little bar here in Farmington called Gators. Now, maybe 150 people could fit in this bar. So me and my ex-wife got extremely lucky to get in there. And it was cool. It was cool, We were kind of near the back a little bit, which wasn't a problem because I could see the whole crowd and I could see them perfectly. And I don't know if it was set up. This is a true story. I don't know if it was set up by them or if it truly went down the way it sounded it went down. But they're up on stage doing their thing, and one of the guys, Monoxide, stops, and he looks over near the speakers, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing over there? Stop fucking with that. You don't belong over there." Exact words. That's what he says. So I'm thinking, okay, he's talking to somebody messing with some shit over there by the sound booth. And then a couple minutes later, boom, everything everything shuts off. The sound, the lights, everything just goes black. Boom, the whole room. And then Monoxide says, at least get the light like loud, not over the speaker system. He's like, at least get the lights on, because they didn't pay to see us in the dark.
Yeah.
And so the lights come back on, and then both of them, Monoxide and Madrox, they just stood up there and bullshitted with us, the whole crowd, for like, it was a good 15-20 minutes. It was a good 15-20 minutes. They just stood up there bullshitting with us, cracking jokes, having a good time. And then music started going again, finished out the concert. But probably the best concert I ever went to.
Yeah, that was I've always wanted to go to a Twisted concert, but
besides Hatchet Attacks, while they were still in Psychopathic, they came with everybody from the label to Hatchet Attacks at McGee Park, and that was fucking cool.
McGee Park?
Yeah.
I mean, wow, I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, they went to McGee Park. Yeah, and the whole label was there. That was really cool. I jumped in and saved a guy from getting stomped out. That was pretty intense.
Why is he getting stomped out?
No, I don't know. Like, the whole Juggalo scene is supposed to be family, but like, we're standing there watching, I forget who was on stage, but I look over and there's like 3 or 4 guys just like beating down this one guy in the middle of a crowd. And I rush in there. I fucking literally just shoulder check this one dude into the other two. Bam, pick this other guy up. Stood up to look around, I was ready to fight, because I truly believed in the whole family aspect at that point, and fucking, they were gone. Blended into the crowd, never seen,
Wow.
My ex-wife Tegan, she was standing there, looking, and that was an intense one. But still, my favorite concert, World of Web's tour at Gators here in Farmington. It was bomb.
I think it's sad that a lot of these like bars they've closed down these bars in time.
Oh yeah.
There's nowhere to do any of that kind of stuff anymore.
Not in this town.
No, not here at least. I think if I can, there's one thing I would like. I would like one of those Twisted jerseys. Oh, I still want one of those. Yeah. I want the one with the 2 faces. That's the one with the black jersey with the 2 faces.
Oh, they have them. They do on their website.
Oh, they did? How much do you go for?
Ninja store? Oh, I think it's still like $150. But
that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I can work with that.
Yeah.
But
they've got a bunch of shit on their store.
Yeah, man. But the thing about I think my last great concert I've been to, I shared this story with you, is back when I was in high school, and it was the I think that at the time they called it Oz Fest, still at that point. And 3D's Grace was there, Disturbed, and who else? At the time, Bullet for Valentine, and also Papa Roach. Yeah, he was still there. And I remember, when I went to my first concert, I sold tickets, I got VIP. So I remember seeing, behind the stages, the artists tend to go back to try to like smoke a cigarette. And at the time, I was trying to look cool. I wanted to look cool. I was like, I think 17 or 18. I was not even legal to smoke at that time. And, I wanted to look cool. I mean, I said, I can't look like a chump. So he's looking for his cigarettes. And I said, you want to smoke? And he said, yeah, dude. And I just tried to look cool. Not look like a fucking weirdo. I didn't want to look like some of those like guys. I just tried to act like what he did, and we just chat about music and about personal issues. And he would ask me what my favorite album was, and I said it's really hard because I like all your albums, so it depends on what day I'm feeling. And he says,
who are we talking about?
Adam.
Oh, from
because he asked what my favorite album was, and I told him I don't know because I like all of them, so it's really what day I'm feeling, because each album kind of like has a mixture of
certain
days. And that's why I said it's crazy how you call your band 3 Days Grace, kind of like the whole days, what you're feeling. He said yeah, that's kind of what we had in mind originally. It's just like, one day can be crap, one day can be okay, one day can be like nostalgic. So, I remember talking to Adam, and he's really cool, man. He's by far one of the coolest guys, I've ever talked to. In fact, ever since then, I've been a big supporter of all his CDs and albums. And I would, buy the CDs, not because I needed them, because
just to support.
It's that fan, that we call it, that personal connection like you have with Twisted and we all have with our artist. But yeah, I remember there was this heckler. I think I told you about this.
Yeah.
That was like, it says, "Boo, you suck," like that. And he's like constantly saying a bunch of shit. And Adam's just trying to have a good time. He says, okay, you know what? Everyone spread out. See that asshole there? He said, I can't kick him out because I don't know where the fucking security is here. But we're going to have a mosh pit. So I want you to stomp this guy until, he's out. And there was like, and then he starts playing rock music and just everyone's like throwing the fist. And it started off, guys like throwing him that one heckler a fist. And I remember this went over. Everyone's like, this guy's just looking forward, and just starts hitting everyone else, and it becomes a full-fledged mosh pit. I went into that mosh pit. Someone did like a windmill punch, some, karate kick, and I came back afterwards. At the time, that was my buddy Nicholas. At the time, he was my friend, and after we graduated, we kind of went our ways. But no bad blood. It's just going to school.
Yeah, separate.
But yeah,
separate paths.
Yeah, but I remember coming to school with a black eye, and he came to school with a big bump in his head and a black eye. So yeah, that mosh pit, I was in there like throwing fists and just letting the new music just fuel me. And I came back, with a black eye, and he got hit. But that's the reason he had that big bump in his head. He got hit by a fucking beer bottle. And and my teacher at the time, I used to call him Dr. Phil because he looked like Dr. Phil. And he says, "What the hell happened to you?" I said, "Oh well, I went to this concert, see, and it was a mosh pit, and me and my buddy got messed up. But hey, it was not too bad. We got a little head afterwards, and we went home. And he said, "Oh, that's nice." He said, he said, "What is with you kids and violence?" And I said, "It was a good time." And everyone was looking at me in there like not really know what to make of it. And then everyone's like saying, "Damn, you really went into a mosh pit?" I said, "Yeah, I mean, hey, it was a reason to hit somebody."
That's true.
You're playing hard rock music, it's like, and this is the only day you can get away with it without having like the police come after you.
Yeah.
And that day I was going through a lot of anger, so it's like, okay, well, this is a good reason to hit somebody.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's another thing too, is I guess that would be more of a societal thing than music thing, is people can't take a hit these days, so mosh pits aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, oh no, they don't do them anymore because apparently the legal systems. But back then, you can go through a fight in the mosh pit, and after everything done, no one would take it personally.
Yeah.
Because everyone got touched in that room, and it was more about the experience. And in other words, it was very therapeutical. Mm-hmm. You let out the anger, and then you come kind of messed up, and you said, "No, I feel kind of good." Play some soft shit to kind of simmer down the day. Yeah, but today, you can't do that because, people are weak or are afraid to get their hands dirty.
Well, I got hit.
Yeah, you can't take a punch. When we grew up, most of our lives already getting our hands dirty.
Yeah.
Before we even hit high school. So, yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, kids are, at least the modern day.
And then if you get in a fight these days as a kid, you both get suspended. It doesn't It doesn't matter if you fucking
it used to be that way
or not.
It used to be that way. Now it's just he gets punished, he gets a pass, or whoever gets a pass.
No. Like back in the day, that's how it was for us. Like if you were defending yourself, you were fine. You didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But nowadays, if you're defending yourself, you still get in trouble for fighting.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's true.
And just like our fucking legal system, you defend yourself, you're gonna go to prison.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's ass backwards today. The way things are. Unfair.
Just like the music industry.
Yeah.
Back to that topic.
Yeah, music industry.
Backwards.
Music industry goes and society go hand in hand. I always thought it, because music for us growing up was personal. It was giving the misunderstood a voice. Now today it's more about bitches, cars, and things. In other words, not really.
Because you can look at music on the radio. It went from like being like almost love music.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Even the pop stuff,
80s stuff.
Well, even the pop stuff of like the 90s and early 2000s, they talked more about love and kind of sex and stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
And now, like you're saying, it turned more into money, sex and
Yeah.
cars and drugs and, you know.
Yeah, well, and it's stuff in the 90s too talked about life issues, even though we weren't
Yeah.
old enough to really understand them.
Yeah.
But later when we said, wow, this song's actually really deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, today, man, like, it's just, money, bitches, and cars. And don't get me wrong, every once in a while, those things are good. They're called party musics. Every group had that. But when you make that your running theme, it's like, it becomes shallow,
Yeah. Seen more water in the shallows of a bubble bath.
yeah, that's right. Well, I think it's time to close out. We're already at 58. Wow.
58 minutes.
Yeah, damn, it's like...
We got other topics we need to talk about, though.
Yeah, much more topics, but... yeah, dude, it's, this is something I wanted to talk about for a while with music. There's so much shit I wanted to say.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be here for episode 9 and we'll talk about some other shit.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we become big enough to do that, and we'd be crazy. You know what would be crazy? If Twisted actually heard this, us talking about music, and we mentioned them a few times, and just kind of like, it would be crazy. I would
share it till they get it.
Yeah, and wondering who these two guys you're just talking about, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Oh, who knows? On episode 8, make sure to send those money orders.
Who cares? We're all gonna die and disappear into the air.
Yeah. Dust in the wind.
That's very cryptic.
Yeah, we just
have a good day. Bye. No,
we're just dust in the wind. There's that song, Dust in the Wind.
All right, Kansas, calm down.
Hey, I'm not a girl.
Hey, well, Kansas is, I'm pretty sure, the band that sings that.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
I never knew. I just know that song is like a meme itself. It's
That's funny.
It is funny. But yeah, dude, we'll see what happens. Episode 9, we'll have you back on. We'll talk about something else. I don't know, something. I don't know. We'll figure out that when we get there.
Ancient aliens, maybe.
Oh, I can get down with that. Aliens is something I'm good at. But yeah, make sure you guys send those money orders and
get some
cash.
Get some money orders so we can do this every day.
Yeah, we can sit here and bullshit you.
Bullshit with you.
Bullshit
while
with
you're
you.
out there working the hard life.
Yeah, make you feel better, talking shit about things of the world you hate.
You're not alone out there.
Yeah,
you can hear us on your speakers. And be
Talk.
like, yeah, that's right. Fuck you, world.
Yeah.
I feel better now.
Yeah, I feel already better. Talking shit about, things, politics, women, talking about how shit fucking sucks today. What can we do and make it better?
I was thinking it, and then you said it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
But we're here to filter out those terrible ideas that the world, tends to push out.
And be sure to keep tuning in, because on one of the podcasts that I am on, I will be announcing a solo podcast of my own. And I'll have links in the description on all that once it's ready. But you heard it here, episode 8 first.
Yep, Ninj-Yang Productions, Ninj-Yang Podcast. And when he makes his own podcast, I'm gonna have to go on board there. And,
definitely.
And kind of be the host or the guest or the host of the show.
Because you're the host of this show.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
Sorry, he hasn't even started smoking yet.
Yeah, it must be this conversation that's being high as hell.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we're gonna leave it here. I think that's a good closure out. Ninj-Yang out, and
once again, keep an ear open on this podcast for more Cyclops, and I'll let you know when I get my own podcast, and we'll be talking about a lot more deeper stuff, even on this podcast: music, politics, movies,
games,
everything.
That's a better outro than the intro you had there.
Well, I'm always better at pulling out than going in.
Oof, that left me speechless. Damn, just something random out of the air.
That's what she tells me all the time too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right, guys. We're gonna let you go. You take care and have an awesome day.